Okay, good day everyone. This is Chidi here. So once in a while I come with some of my rantings and rantings that make sense actually. And I say some of these things just to have them fixed, just to make sure that there is some level of correction. And I want to talk about Opera News. They should know that people are reading their stories and following what they are, what they are posting. And I find it a little bit worrisome and it's very unprofessional, I must say, that a lot of times you read their stories. I don't know who edits, I don't know who the editor is or the editors are who proofread all these stories before they go online. And I don't know if they are taking this thing seriously. But the truth is, I go to Opera News a lot of times. In fact, on daily basis, I know I read Opera News. I read contents from Opera News like five to six times daily. But I really get pissed when I see some, postings that don't, when you're reading the stories, you are cut off. You are like, what are these guys trying to, really say? Now there is this story which they have about check out six Nollywood celebrities who went completely broke. Now, um, I'm not here to talk about the story, but if you look at some of the sentences, I wish I have something like a highlighter so I can be, pointing at them. Um, you will see Roadside begging, stroke was bedridden for 3 years. He visited Mexilan and Jeremiah recently was spotted begging. Then there's this other one. Um, Now, they were talking about Ugo Shave. Unfortunately, I pray God heals him. And these two Nollywood actors went to visit him, and you can't even make sense. Okay, look at this line. He was visited by two of his colleagues, Dai Wait Ikpechuku and Mike Okoye. Now you're spelling somebody's name and you're using small letters to start the name. You put Mike, then Okoye is written normal. Then and they met him in very bad shape. Ifeanyi started his career as a child actor in Conspiracy, where he got the nickname blah blah blah. He also acted in Glorious, in sorry, he acted in alongside. Now you can see that kind of sentence. It's really annoying to read stuff like this. Then about this guy Uche Odopota, they were writing this. They were trying to um, say something about him, and they say in 2007, this Nollywood actor was arrested for trafficking drug and he was jailed for 2 years. Blah blah blah. During an interview he had with Broadway TV, he revealed that his financial status leads him into trafficking drugs. I mean, what kind of English is this? According to him, he thought the trafficking of drug would change his financial status because he wasn't getting roles that pay his bills. Also, he couldn't pay his rent. Now, the other one is Leo Mezier. I feel really, really bad, seeing this brother, very handsome guy, and that like it tells you that life can just throw a lot of things at you. Now, the story here says this actor started his acting career in the late 1900s. For crying out loud, 1900s. So it could have been 1901. Maybe they are trying to say in the 90s. Maybe that's what they are trying to say. But writing 1900s here, I mean, shows that, sorry to say, this guy shouldn't be around. Shouldn't be around by now. That should be like 120 years, or maybe he should be the oldest. But look at the young man. And they say he started his acting career in the late 1900s. Late 1900s. So, late 1900s could be when? I mean, it's not specific, but if you say late 90s, I think that makes sense. But you say 1900, it could be. So, but I'm sure you guys understand what I'm trying to say here. That Opera News, the way they edit, the way they present their stories, the grammatical bombshell that they they release from time to time, honestly is not good. It's not good for consumption. So this is my way of calling on Opera News to say, please edit your stories very well, read them, because you have people from different academic background, different social background, and there are people who, I know of some, learned fellows. Immediately they just see any wrong sentence, they are off, and so you'll be losing out on a lot of, a lot of your, what do you call it now? Your readers and followers. By the time you keep posting all these, stories with wrong grammar, wrong sentences, bad expressions, and what have you, it's not just good. I'm sure if you read through this story now, he has been battling with the disease without asking for financial help from anyone. At some point, this got worse and he couldn't pay for his medical bills anymore. Now, typically, this should have been a full stop. Then it start from his second kidney also failed ever since then. I don't know. Then you now see another one. He has been placed on weekly dialysis, which is very expensive. After spending all he had, he started soliciting for funds from his colleagues, friends, and well-wishers. So the Pastor Suleiman came to his rescue and sponsored his trip to UK for a kidney transplant, which is worth £60,000. But as he got to the UK, his kidney miraculously started working again. He came back to Nigeria looking very well and healthy. He goes for regular checkup in the UK just 11 months ago. He goes. So, gaskiya wallahi, yeah, he goes, he wanted the grammar, and please let these guys, please, you guys should be reading your stories, review, let the editor please go through these stories before you post them. I beg. I'm tired of reading some things that confuses, take me off balance, and eating, you don't know. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to point out. So, and I hope you guys take it in good faith. If una vex, make una vex. No wahala. If una want vex, una vex. Say person they read una story and they complain, say it's no good. If you want to correct it, you correct it. But it's a matter of time. If it goes on like this, well, some of us will definitely look for alternatives. Of course, there are alternatives. I mean, there are plenty of them. So, but if one has decided to stick with your own blog, I would like call it blog or news, I think you should do it well and let people enjoy it. So, una bye bye. Take care and please stay safe. COVID-19 is very, very real. Coronavirus is here with us, and let's not deceive ourselves and say it's not here. Government, they are deceiving us, they are lying. The most important thing is protect yourself. Make sure you are taking precautions, whether government is lying or not. That shouldn't be your major issue now. Is just look at what is happening globally in the US, everywhere in the world, China, Italy, Spain. Now the flag or the light has now shifted to Brazil, where the thing is going up, and Nigeria, our numbers are not coming down as at today. Today is what, 22nd, Abi? As at today, our number is above 7,000. 7,000 cases in Nigeria. So please, let's not go on saying that this coronavirus thing is not real. It's real. Please. God bless.